Call to order the City Council meeting for the City of East Grand Forks, Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. It is now 5 o'clock. City Clerk, please call roll.
Mayor Steve Gander.
Here.
Council President Mark Olsted.
Here.
Council Vice President Chad Grassel. Council Members Clarence Vetter.
Here.
Dale Helms.
Here.
Tim Riepel.
Here.
Tim Johnson.
Here.
Mark Demers.
Present.
Does term quorum please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Start off by swearing in of Officer KNAACK. Is it Chief Hedlund?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to present Officer Parker KNAACK. Officer KNAACK was hired this past fall, and he's recently completed his complete field training officer program, so he's out working on his own. So what we do is swear in him. We used to do that at the very start. We decided to kind of do it as a coming of age or whatever you would say is a important thing. Your actual field training and start completely on your own. We start off with the law enforcement oath of honor. So for the raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, my community, and the agency I serve. Now we'll do the oath of office. I state your name.
I, Parker KNAACK,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
Police Officer for the City of East Grand Forks,
Police Officer for the City of East Grand Forks,
County of Polk,
County of Polk,
State of Minnesota,
State of Minnesota,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
On this note, I guess I would just like to take a moment to mention Officer Eric Madsen of Waseca Police Department was shot last night. He was shot in the head dealing with a suspicious person call on a subject that was wanted on a variety of charges. And he's in critical condition last I'd heard, so just like to pass our condolences on to the family, our best wishes and hopeful recovery, and our thoughts and prayers, of course, with that family and the department.
Thank you, Chief. I'll move on to the open forum, the opportunity of members of the public to address the City Council on items on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff, boards, and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. On to the annual business. Consider adopting resolution number 20-01-01, a resolution to set time and hour of regular City Council meetings and work sessions. Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? See none, roll call, please.
Vetter.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 2, consider adopting resolution number 20-01-02, a resolution to designate the Exponent as official newspaper.
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Vetter.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 3, consider adopting resolution number 20-01-03, a resolution to designate the following financial depositories: American Federal, Franz and Bank in Trust, RBC Wealth Management, Dane Rauscher, PMA 4M Fund.
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Vetter.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Consider adopting resolution number 20-01-04, a resolution authorizing persons listed below, subject to any express restrictions, is authorized for ACH origination for online banking. They are listed as Stephen Gander, Mayor; David Murphy, City Administrator; Megan Nelson, City Clerk; Terry Knutson, HR Generalist; Carl Anderson, Finance Director; and Audrey, is it Pasa?
Asa.
Lisa, sorry. accounting technician.
Move.
Moved by Demers, second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Approval of minutes. Consider approving the minutes of regular meeting for the East Grand Forks City Council of December 17, 2019.
Move.
Moved by Demers,
Second.
second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Scheduled bed lettings done. Scheduled public hearings done. Consent agenda. Items under the consent agenda will be adopted with one motion. However, council members may request individual items to be pulled for the consent agenda for discussion and action if they choose. Any members want 6 through 9 pulled? See none. Motion for 6 through 9, please.
Move on items 6 through 9.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Now, motion is carried. Acknowledge receipt of reports on officers, boards, and commissions. Regular meeting minutes of Water, Light, Power, and Building Commission for December 4th, 2019. Regular meeting minutes of Park and Recreation Commission for November 20th, 2019. Communication, there's none. Old business, there is none. New business, consider approving the purchase of a 2020 Ford Interceptor hybrid SUV for a total price of $36,142.56 from 1040 Ford, is that how you say it?
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Consider approving the equipment changeover for the 2020 Ford Interceptor Hybrid SUV to be completed by Code 4 Services for a total of $8,252.65. Striping the vehicle to be completed by Custom Stripes for a total of $490.
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Consider approving the facility use agreement between the City of East Grand Forks and Northern Outlaw Sprint Association for the use of the VFW Arena for their Driver Appreciation Night and Awards Banquet.
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Claims. Consider authorizing the city administrative clerk treasurer to issue payment of recommended bills and payroll.
Move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Riepel. 100%. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Mayor Gander.
I apologize in advance. My comments will take about as long as the rest of the meeting, but I'll be as brief and as speedy as I can. I do want to circle back to the recent Grand Forks Herald article highlighting the top 10 events of the past decade. First, I appreciate the media for being a vital connection between the people we serve and the process of running the city inside of City Hall and throughout our departments. I appreciate the phone calls and the times that reporters catch me in the hallway for clarification on an issue or for some background that they may have missed from years past. In the recent article, the Herald led off by recalling a negotiation to resolve a note between the city and the boardwalk. Reading that account brought back to the surface how challenging that negotiation was for all parties involved. I was not mayor at the time that took place, but I've seen the details surrounding the final agreement, and I would like to share a few highlights that came out of that process. First of all parties operated in good faith. Each believed they had grounds for the positions they took. All parties played some hardball at times to make sure they were treated fairly. This served to ratchet up the intensity somewhat. All parties brought in the best experts to figure out what was fair and proper. The final outcome represented the best result that each party could achieve. It represented that small patch of common ground that both parties could agree to. There's no doubt that the negotiation left some hard feelings, but time heals. And then the Herald recaps the decade. Thanks a lot. But as we look back on these things, let's remember that we've brought these challenges to resolution and have moved on to more peaceful times. The city has an ongoing positive relationship with the boardwalk at this time. We have a cooperative relationship with them when we set up the invisible flood wall, due to the fact that it's right up close to their property when we set it up. The city owns a building connected to the boardwalk that actually has a common area shared by the business in both buildings, both businesses. Maintenance of this common area, elevator, it's a cooperative effort being worked out even as we speak. And the city supports all businesses in the community with equal access to economic development and other services. So the message I want to send is that the boardwalk and all its divisions are in good standing with the city in all ways. We will go forward wishing them success in their ventures and appreciating all they do to bring good things to our downtown and to our community. So I encourage everyone to go and enjoy what the boardwalk has to offer. On a separate item, I'd like to invite everyone to participate in the blood drive happening tomorrow at Opticare in East Grand Forks. Sorry if this is a shameless proposal. Dackman Blood Bank will set up there, and they can handle as many people as show up. It's been said that greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. I think of donating blood as sharing our life with those who desperately need it to sustain theirs. Years ago, I had a friend named Rudy Skogerbo. You may remember him if you've been around here for a while. He was a physician up in Carlstead, Minnesota for many years and then moved into Grand Forks and continued on. Well, Rudy, as an older gentleman, almost died of a ruptured aneurysm that took place in the waiting room at the hospital. All the experts said if it had happened anywhere else, he would have died. He had only positive things to say about the professional staff and the rapid response that he received to save his life. Needed many units of blood to sustain him until they were able to patch that aneurysm. So he spoke with deep gratitude about the care that he received from everybody. And he was told again that if it had happened anywhere else, he likely would have died. He did have one complaint coming out of that experience, Rudy did. And that is because he didn't know the origin of the blood that he received, he could no longer call himself a full-blooded Norwegian. Well, Rudy lived many years after that encounter and continued to serve and encourage countless people. So imagine that someone you love is at Altru right now, having a procedure that will require several units of blood to sustain them. We can't go into the operating room and do the procedure, but we can donate the life-giving blood they will need to get through it. I'm about a month away, actually, from running a marathon, and probably shouldn't even consider donating blood right now, but I'm going to do it tomorrow, if my indicators will allow at the time that they go to draw the blood. You know, that unit of blood might just make a big difference for somebody that I care deeply about. So I would invite all of you to come over to Opticare in East Grand Forks tomorrow morning, participate in the Dackman blood drive. No appointment needed, just walk in between 8:30 and 11:30 a.m. Thanks.
Better.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Mr. Helms.
I have one thing. There's an ordinance, isn't there, about pushing snow up off your property onto the berms? Or is there not? Like,
Can't put it in the street.
Pardon?
Can't put it in the street.
You can't put it in the street, but you can push it across the street up on the berm, and that's fine. Like, across the frontage road onto the,
I'd have to look at that, Dale.
okay, because I see there's a lot of people doing that, and I know that, I know the city puts a lot of snow on their property sometimes when they clean the streets, but I see a lot of them that are pushing it out and across the street and onto the berm, so.
You're talking about on the frontage road up on 220
Yeah.
North? Yeah, we're aware of that. We are working on that issue.
Okay.
They're not supposed to be doing that.
Okay, that's why I was wondering, I was thinking we should maybe put something out to remind them that they can't do it or something. But,
They're being contacted,
yeah.
correct?
And
And
other than that,
it happens in residential areas too, where people
Yeah.
push across and dump it on their neighbors, and that we should kind of,
yes.
not mine.
I know we got a lot of snow and not too many places to put it, but they need to be reminded of that. And then thank the Water and Light Department for getting the power back on quickly. That was great. Thank you.
Mr. DeVille.
Nothing.
Mr. Johnson.
Same thing with the water and light department. They did an excellent job. And the city's been doing a good job, Public Works, keeping up with the snow. But we got some issues, ice, winter, I guess. Thank you.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Just a reminder for everybody, we do have a revisioning thing on the 25th. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. And where are we having that at again?
I don't have it 100% located yet, but I would like to have it at the DSC like we have had before, because I would like to have it off-site rather than here at City Hall.
Then I don't have anything.
I have nothing to say.
Mr. Halstead.
Nothing unless there's questions for me.
Mr. Emery.
I have nothing.
Anything from the department heads? I see none. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Murder, second by. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Please adjourn.
It was the MERS that was the one doing it. I was just trying to second.
As off-site, Palm Springs.